And we are live with another episode of the Keeg Talks. It's season 8, episode 27, I think, of the Keeg Talks. And today the Keeg is talking Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera. And if you're watching this live, you're watching this on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or you're listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts from, all your major podcast platforms, including Stitcher. Now, that's a new development. I'm not personally on Stitcher. I don't listen to podcasts on Stitcher, but other people do. And we're all about, helping other people, I guess. Let me introduce my guests for today that are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Both of which, I think both of you are new at least to the Keeg Talks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got Dom Soto here with a blue background, which sounds like it looks way fancier than a green screen. You got a blue screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a blue. On the other side is a green screen, so I always like to switch it. Yeah.
I need, I don't wear much green to begin with, but when I do, then I disappear. And I'm like, yeah, you're dressed very festively.
I am.
The blue screen looks fancier than the green screen. Green screens are
I got it for self-tapes. It does make a difference because I'll just go on the white wall and then I'll shine the light and I'm like, oh, and then you go in front of the blue screen. It just feels fancier. It makes me feel like a real actor.
Yeah. I expect somebody to come in like a full morph suit with balls attached to them.
I just start levitating like what is it, Max from Stranger Things?
Oh my gosh.
And it's really just like two guys in blue suits lifting you up. Yeah. Again, I mean, for anyone listening to the podcast, they don't know what the hell is going on. But if you're watching a live stream or you're watching it after the fact at twitch.tv/The Keeg Show /videos, I think that's where it'll be. You should be able to see all this. But Dom, thanks so much for coming and taking time out of your night.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We also, by the way, I should mention this is a 3D show. It's a 3D show. We got Donavan Rose, aka the Donavan Rose.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
Do you go by D? Do people shorten Donavan to D?
They do, yes.
Okay, I feel like we're definitely just 3Ds. Somebody's gonna be like, "Hey D," and we're all gonna be like,
"Well, I'll be like,
what?" Yeah. Donavan, you and I did an Instagram live chat.
Yes, we did. Yep, a few months ago we did an Instagram live.
And now you're here.
I am. I'm so excited to be back speaking with you, and now this is official on the podcast. It's so exciting.
The sound quality is gonna be better. I'll
yes, exactly right.
than Instagram Live. But I'm glad I have both of you here to talk about the second Marvel special presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
right? The first was Werewolf by Night.
Yep.
Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and I have no idea what's to come. I don't know where to start with this other than how are you guys liking the special presentation so far? Werewolf by Night, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
I really like them. I think it's a nice little, I don't want to say break, but it feels like it's its own thing and we don't have to, I mean, of course we're all going to analyze it, but it feels less stressful, high stakes. It feels like a good time. I mean, Werewolves by Night did have me stressed a little bit, but it still feels very just a good time. It reminds me of Disney Plus is very good at shorts. I have little cousins and they're always watching Toy Story shorts. There's one where they go on vacation or something. And those are always fun. And I think it's just an easy, I mean, the special, I didn't realize that it was only 44 minutes. And that's so nice. You can just throw it on. It's a good time.
It was really weird. It was like a Guardians TV show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Donovan, how you feeling?
I think that they literally Dom took the exact thoughts out of my mouth. It's not a break, but it is its own thing where you don't have to think too much about it. Of course, we're gonna analyze it and do what we do, but it's not super connected to what's going on. So while we have the emotional Wakanda Forever, and then we have Quantumania coming up for Phase 5, this is just a nice relaxing, fun thing to kind of mellow out in between those two things. So
Yeah, I feel like isn't this kind of what Marvel like? And people complaining about the formula of Marvel. Do you guys feel like Marvel is trying to break that formula?
I think they listen. I mean, obviously with She-Hulk, we had a lot of things of,
Yeah.
wow, they actually listen, they hear what we're saying on TikTok and Instagram. So I feel like they are trying to kind of break out of that standard formula because they heard what we thought about it. So, and I like what they're starting to do. So hopefully it continues in a trend of positive things.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you guys been feeling about Phase 4 so far?
I've personally really loved Phase 4 because I think this is the first phase. Well, one, I've watched like all the Marvel movies, but I feel like for me, I didn't really start like analyzing everything, actually like understanding the post-credit scenes till 2012. Actually, with Guardians. Did Guardians come out 2012? I don't know the exact time, but whenever Guardians came out, that's when I started really, I guess, paying attention. And so it's been really nice. So this is the first time where I have all the knowledge, like I have a community. And I'm the one that is like educating my family. Normally, I would have to like go watch people that are now my friends, and I'd be like, okay, that's what that meant, and that's what that meant. Now my friends are like, I just saw Wakanda Forever. What does this mean? What is this? And I'm like, don't worry, I got you. So that's one of the reasons why I love it. But I just love all the diversity in the content, you know, with I mean, you hear the joke, or they try to say like, oh, MCU, and I'm like, I think that's a compliment, you know, how much of the MCU has been male dominated, and just to see just so many different types of women and just different types of heroes and anti-heroes, vigilantes, everybody, and I'm just so excited for it to go up from here.
Yeah. Donovan?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with everything that Dom said, and I think that, you know, phase 4 was it was 22 months, and we had 17 projects. That is the most projects in the most condensed amount of time for any phase so far.
Right.
So it's definitely a lot to process. There's been so many emotions, so many new things, and it's a lot, but it's setting up a lot too. So we have so much more information on the upcoming phases than we have previously. Like in phase 3, we only knew for phase 3, but now we have phase 5 and 6 that we have knowledge about. So it's setting up a lot of cool things. I think that so far this is probably my favorite phase. Almost phase 3 was just a unforgettable phase, but
Right.
I think that phase 4 is probably close first, tied second. I don't know. It was one of my favorites because there was so much to it in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it feels like there's something a little bit for everyone. I mean, I'm very easy to please. So since we finished phase 4, I ranked all of phase 4. And I was like, I just want to stress, just because I have this last does not mean that I did not like it. It's just, you know, everything hits a little different. Everything hits everybody different, you know, based off of like how they were raised, you know. Everything, you're going to digest things differently. Everybody processes things differently based off of their life, and I like that. I feel like there's something for everyone in this phase that I wouldn't say about phases 1 through 3, because I could say, you know, literally there's something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like haters are gonna hate, right? They're gonna hate one way or another, and if that's their like goal, they're gonna find something to dislike. So I don't like necessarily appealing to the haters, but like there were valid criticisms that like Marvel movies did have like a little bit of a formula.
Yeah.
Up until a certain point, and then they started breaking it, right? And trying new things. And I think that's where like most franchises' strengths can lie. Star Wars is doing that with Andor. Andor has been a blast. That's my #1 show of the year is Andor. Like it's been incredible. And like it's a 10 out of 10 show for me, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of it is because it's so different than the other Star Wars shows. And I feel like phase 4 is also like that. Each little property is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And now they're getting even more so different.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it's so different, I can't state that like I liked everything, but I also know that I don't need to like everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. People forget that like just because yeah, you can like the whole, but you don't have to like I like every project, but obviously, you know, I'm not gonna rewatch every project. I'm not gonna buy merch for every project. Every project's gonna hit different. I'm gonna like I would say out of phase 4, my rewatches, Shang-Chi is I rewatch that at least once a week. One of it, yeah. I would say my top 3 rewatches are Shang-Chi. I'm looking at my list right now. Shang-Chi, Eternals, and WandaVision. I like pick my episodes. You know, I'm like, I need a feel good episode. So let's watch this.
Question for both of you: what is your least favorite Marvel movie? Not show.
In phase
keep the
4
shows
or
out. Just in general? I'm very curious because I have mine that I've been like talking about for years. It doesn't mean the worst. It just has to mean your least favorite. Because I'll come out and say mine.
Up my list.
Mine is Doctor Strange. The first Doctor Strange is my least favorite out of all of them. Yeah, I have no reason to rewatch that movie.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I rewatched The Dark World recently. Like,
yeah, that's
cool
mine. That. I have to go the basic answer. The Dark World for me, it's just so hard to get through. The only reason I like it is for when Loki turns into Captain America for 5 seconds, literally.
Right. I would say, and mine is probably going to be very controversial. My least favorite, and I will back up my answer, is Captain America: The First Avenger.
Okay.
And I love Chris Evans. I like him as Captain America. I mean, I love Sam. But I don't know, Captain America I would say Captain America and Iron Man are my bottom 2, which is probably very controversial. Iron Man, my beef with Iron Man, I personally don't like him in his own projects. I feel that he is meant to make other characters better. Like every movie he's in, like even Civil War, it's Captain America's movie, technically. But and then Captain America: The First Avenger, I hate war movies.
Oh.
And it's a big war movie.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times I watch it, I feel like I've never finished it. But I know for a fact I have, but I can't tell. I mean, I know how it ends, but I'm like, how did we get here? But those are mine.
Quick question though, Dom. Do you like Rogue One?
That's my favorite Star Wars movie.
But that's a war movie.
I don't know.
That's the wariest of the Star Wars.
I think Rogue One's my favorite because that was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw. I saw that in theaters.
Oh.
I mean, I knew the basics, like, you know, Luke and Leia and that, but I went in and I was confused, but in a good way. Cause, you know, we see Darth Vader for like a brief second and then Leia, and I was like, this isn't, but I like that it was so different. And, you know, seeing Cassian Andor, I was like, he looks like people that are in my life. And I was like, maybe this is for me. And then I binged everything and have been a Star Wars fan since. And then I finally rewatched it now being like a full Star Wars fan when they put it back in theaters. And I was like, it hits a little harder this time.
I cry all the time. Anyway, Rogue One makes me cry. Donovan, what did I say? I was saying the least favorite, right? Least favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, mine is The Dark World. That one is just, it's so hard to get through. It's just so boring to me. I love Captain Marvel. That one gets a lot of hate, but I like that one. I'd rewatch that a million times over The Dark World. Yeah, I have to go the standard Dark World, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's like most people's least favorite. Doctor Strange, though. Ugh.
I definitely get that. Just having to watch it once and not, I could see that.
Yeah, it's like I already have everything I need. Though it's wonderful seeing Wong get more screen time because Wong's the best part. Like, let's just write Doctor Strange out, you know? Let's just have Wong be Sorcerer Supreme. Like, it should follow him.
Yeah. I'm really glad. I really thought in Multiverse of Madness, when the last ending part, I thought Wong was gonna give the title to Strange, which I'm glad he didn't, because Team Wong. I love
Yeah.
Wong.
All the way, yeah.
Team
It's
Wong.
Wong's world, and we just live in it. Wongers!
Wongers. Well, how have you felt about Guardians of the Galaxy? Whether it's their movies, whether it's their inclusion in Infinity War and Endgame, like how are we feeling about these characters? Because there is a time jump between the end of Endgame and this holiday special. That's like last time we've seen them, right?
That's true, yeah.
Briefly in Love and Thunder, but yeah, other than that,
Oh, yeah,
that was
you're right.
Yeah, briefly in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, briefly, but yeah, other than that, we haven't really seen them since Endgame.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot they were in Love and Thunder. How do you guys feel about Guardians of the Galaxy as a whole?
I think they're a bunch of a-holes. I love the Guardians. As I mentioned, that was the first movie I saw that I felt like I started kind of taking the MCU like seriously. Like started, you know that meme. I don't know what show it's from. I think it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's connecting the pins, or did I just make that up? Is that it? Is that from it?
Where he's like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. I also always recommend, because I get a lot of people that aren't Marvel fans who are like, I just want like a movie where I don't need to know a bunch of backstory. And I always recommend Guardians because, like, yeah, you can know backstory and stuff, but I feel like the Guardians is just a good introduce. I know it's not at the beginning, but I just feel like for someone who's never really seen a Marvel movie and, is trying to get over the stigma that superhero movies are like, I am a superhero and I'm going to fly away. I feel like it's a good starting point because it's fun. It does what Shrek does with music, and it's more of like it's taking existing songs and how it helps further the story. And I think that's what makes it so great, is the use of music. And so people who maybe have no connection to Marvel, the MCU, who don't know who the Guardians are, who don't know any of these people are, they hear that song and like, oh my gosh, I know that song. I can vibe with that. So I really like them. I am excited to see what Volume 3 is going to be, where we're going with that. We know there's some kind of controversies with some of the actors, and see where their place is, what the future for the Guardians are. But I love them.
Yeah. I mean, Guardians Volume 3 is supposed to end the Guardians story as we know it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of snippet of like some changes in this holiday special.
Yeah.
With the holiday special, I don't know how much time it's been, but like I guess the biggest thing is like the Guardians run nowhere. Like the nowhere head.
Yeah, we learned that we thought that the Collector was dead in Infinity War. We thought Thanos, killed him and when he took the Reality Stone, but clearly he didn't, and they bought nowhere from him. So where is he? Is he with his brother?
Oh, the Grandmaster or Game Master?
Yeah, the Grandmaster. Yeah.
I don't know. Also, like the end of Love and Thunder, it doesn't seem like they own nowhere yet, right? So it has to have been after that point, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like after Thor and them like split ways, and Thor and they went, because they were like, oh, we have a bunch of places to save. They probably saved everybody, and they were like, okay, let's go buy nowhere.
But why would they buy it, and with what money?
I don't know. I mean, they try to work for money. They try to be stingy sometimes a little bit. They're like, oh, wait, no, like Rocket especially.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. That is very interesting. I wish we could have like more information as to how they accumulated nowhere. Like how would that even, how would they negotiate that even to buy a whole planet?
Yeah. Like how much money could that have been, and why would they spend all that money on nowhere? Like why, right? Like I'm sure Volume 3 will illuminate us, but still I'm like, oh, okay. How'd you guys feel about this holiday special as a whole?
You want to
I
start,
like
Donovan?
Sure. Yeah, I liked it. I didn't really expect too much out of it. So I pulled an MJ, so I wasn't really disappointed because I didn't expect too much out of it. But it was fun. Like it was a nice break. Like, yeah, it's a nice break from the emotional Wakanda Forever. It was really fun seeing Mantis and Drax. They're some of my favorite Guardians, and it was just funny, and it was real. Like it was real emotion versus like, superhero. Like all these movies, like it didn't feel like a superhero that much movie. Like it felt like actually like, a holiday Christmas family. Like it felt real. So I like that. It was fun. I didn't think too much about it. It didn't really set anything up for the future too much. It answered a couple questions that we had. It was just a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, Dom?
I would say the same. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the Guardians again being an easy watch. I feel like the Guardians solo projects already are such easy watches, and I didn't expect anything less from the holiday special. For a while, I didn't even know that there was a holiday special until I started seeing like the pictures like scene filming at the Chinese theater, and then I was like, well, it's Christmas. Wait, what? And then I was like, oh, holiday special. I think this was the best team to have a holiday special for. I mean, obviously, we would love to see like, I mean, Hawkeye was, I guess you could say in a way, like a holiday-ish specially type thing, but there's so many like duos and teams that I would have loved to see in a holiday special, but I think the Guardians are one of the teams now that is already kind of established because, the Avengers, they're kind of,
we don't even know. Like, we don't even know the status.
We don't even know who the Avengers are anymore.
Right? Who are they?
Who are they?
Are they? Are they on
Is that a band?
Are they a thing?
No, just
you would a band. So I think it was really nice because and like Donovan said, it just was. I feel like with the shows, whether it's characters we know or don't, we have to like really pay attention because we want to fully grasp everything. This, I felt like, I could be cooking something and I could be watching it and it was still really fun. I mean, I obviously rewinded because like, wait, I missed stuff and I want to see, but it didn't, it's not like, all right, everybody quiet, sit down, laser focus. It just was like, okay, I'm going to cook something. Like, I feel like after my third watch, I could probably like, if I have a Friends miss, throw it on in the background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good, just kind of a holiday movie to throw on like repeat, right? Like to keep it in the background, to do that sort of thing. That being said, I want to know your opinions. I think they should have just called it a Christmas special. Like it
exactly
wasn't like they literally named, like they said the word Christmas a bajillion times in this. It was all about Christmas, which is fine,
Exactly. Yeah.
But I feel like people might have come into this being like, hey, it's a general holiday special, winter time. No, it's like, it's Christmas.
Yeah, that was like kind of one of my biggest criticisms because as I mentioned, I work on social media. So we're very, particular to try to be like, unless it's like, hey, like I have a Santa hat on, like this is a Christmas thing. We try to be like, more general, more open, saying like happy holidays instead of just Merry Christmas. But yeah, for them to say holiday special, I know some of my friends, specifically like some of my Jewish friends, were very, excited, like kind of like pulling an MJ, like expect disappointment so you'll never be disappointed. But it's so easy. People talk about how representation is so hard, but I forgot what I was rewatching. I was rewatching, I think, How I Met Your Mother, a little side branch, and then just casually in the background there was just a gay couple, and like it wasn't a whole thing, there wasn't news articles or anything, and I was like, oh, I noticed that. Like that's how easy it was. They were just walking their dog. And that's what I feel like they could have used this holiday special. I know they were in Beverly Hills, and Beverly Hills has a very large Jewish population. So I'm sure there was like menorahs everywhere. So just like, and I feel like even you don't have to go like deep dive, but just even seeing it, because then people are like, wait, what is that? And then people can learn more. And my friend Danielle told me that Kevin Bacon's wife is Jewish, so it's very very likely that he's raising his kids Jewish too. So like maybe a menorah in his house, or even a little bit of some like Jewish decorations. It doesn't have to be, everybody thinks it has to be this whole big thing, but even just like a pan, or even Kevin Bacon talking to the camera, there's a menorah behind him or something, or even when he's leaving, just like happy holidays, or when the band did the song in the beginning, like maybe like, and happy Hanukkah, something so small. But yeah, like if you're gonna only do Christmas, just say Christmas.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. I mean, I feel like my friend Ben Shuby Dubert on TikTok, he was like, it would have been an interesting thing to have like Mantis and Drax go down, and then you like see all the different holidays, how they celebrate this holiday season and everything like that, instead of just Christmas. And that, I didn't even think about that, but the fact that they did a holiday special and it really was all Christmas, I feel like that was kind of just trying to please people with having inclusion by naming it a holiday special, but then just saying Christmas the whole time anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Because like I'm all for like, you got to cast the widest net, you call it holiday special, say happy holidays to anyone, because you don't want to assume that anyone's one good thing, right? But when you center the whole story around Christmas, just call it the Guardians of the Galaxy Save Christmas. Easy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, play off like all the millions of Christmas movies. If you're gonna showcase the one holiday, then like lean into it. Don't make it.
We don't call a Christmas Carol a holiday carol.
A holiday carol.
Right. Exactly. Like a holiday story. No.
Ebenezer Scrooge wakes up and he's like, "Kid, what day is it? It's a holiday."
Literally.
That'd be a funny SNL skit if it was
true.
done properly.
Nondescript Christmas holiday carol, you know.
Yeah,
Ghost
it's like
of Holiday Past. But like the premise of the movie was what? It was that Peter Quill and his memories of Christmas time and whatnot, like being away from Earth so long.
Peter's just going through it, and they're trying to help him. That's what I kind of saw. He seemed sadder, but I mean, I'd be sad too if I lost my girl and it was partly my fault. That whole domino effect. But I mean, I get it. I probably would have wanted to do the same thing, but
Did all the Guardians except for Nebula disappear in the blip? I'm trying to remember.
Did they?
Nebula didn't, remember. Right? I know that.
Oh,
Rocket didn't. But Groot did.
Rocket did.
Drax, Mantis, Peter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they all did.
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering. Did you guys like the little animation part that they put into this to show?
I loved that.
I love those type of things.
The fact that they connected, that we never even thought like, oh, when he was collecting those things, we never even thought it would ever be anything, and then it comes back and it's this whole sentimental story, and he collects it all because of him. Like, wow, I was like, this is actually really touching. It was a very actually touching.
It was a very it was a very holiday thing to do. It was because that's what I love. I love animation, so I really enjoyed that. And then
it was like old school animation too, right?
It was
like 80s style animation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but in the bin of the presents, it says one's for Taserface.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. I feel like that is that kind of like I feel like that's just a play though, because he wasn't even Taserface until Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that's when he started going by Taserface.
Oh, calling himself
so I feel like
that?
they were so I feel like they were just like playing with that,
Playing with it,
that's also like the arm and everything. Are they just playing with the arm? Is that just
funny.
a joke? Or is that actually going to come into play in the future?
You're talking about Bucky's arm?
Yeah.
Bucky's arm?
People online were like, which arm is it? It's not his newest arm, right? It has to be his old.
Yeah.
Old arm.
It can't be his newest.
How did they get it?
Right. Unless it's a replica, but I feel like
another special presentation of how we got how they got Bucky's arm.
Yeah.
Rocket said they need to have another one.
He did.
Yeah. I think it's really easy for the Guardians to get to Earth now, right? There seems to be those like gates that are like ones outside Earth that we know from Captain Marvel, I think. Like there's a gate right outside Earth. You can travel to Earth real quick, it seems. So maybe the Guardians are more back and forth than we think. But it seems like Peter, I mean, Peter has a lot of duties on Nowhere, though. So that's probably why he didn't just go to Earth to celebrate.
Mantis was so funny with the people. Oh my God, when Steve, that was so cute.
Yeah. I like the trope that aliens can't tell us apart. Like, you know what I mean?
I thought that was funny.
Like, I like that. By the way, I think the best person in this was Palm Clementif as Mantis. Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
In this whole thing. Because she didn't
I always love Man. Yeah, she never gets. She never. I loved, like, I'm like, I just want more Mantis, because she was always funny, and just having her basically like lead this, I just loved that it was mainly centered around them, because like we know Peter, we know Peter, we know Nebula, we know Rocket and Groot very well, I feel like, but I still feel like there's still like we don't know too much about Mantis and Drax, and it's really nice to just see more of them.
Drax is so dumb.
He
is.
Is the candy cane a man?
Let's go through the order of events of the movie. We start off at Nowhere. No. We start off with the cartoon, but we talked about that, right? And then we get to Nowhere, where Peter is like signing forms and whatever because he owns Nowhere, so he's kind of managing that stuff. Well, I mean, big drop was that Mantis is his sister, which has been a theory for a long time, right? How'd you guys feel about that?
I feel like it makes sense. I didn't see that one coming. I haven't heard about that theory, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense. But I'm wondering what they're gonna do with that. If that's gonna be something big, like, I don't know. I know sad things are gonna happen, most likely in Guardians 3, but I'm wondering if that's another thing to like higher stakes for the third movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never thought of that either, because initially, like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, my thoughts, like what I understood, is that Ego killed all of his other children. So he didn't, because like he was trying to, find the one who had the power and whatever. That's why he found Peter. So I did not expect that at all, but I think that's super cool. The fact that, now that they are actually a little family, and that made me emotional at the end when he was just like, oh, that's the best gift. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, Peter Quill has a heart. Like, no, but I thought it was really interesting to add. And again, is it just to raise the stakes for the next final film? Like, I don't know, but I guess we'll find
out. There was supposedly a deleted scene from Volume 2 in which she said they found out that they're siblings. But the way like Marvel canon works is that if it's a deleted scene, it may or may not be canon, right? Like, if it's deleted, it's still up in the air on whether it's true or not. And then people brought up, they've been bringing it up since Volume 2, that like Mantis could be the sister, because remember, the goal of Ego is to have a child with as many people as possible in order to produce just one offspring that has his celestial seed or whatever, and nobody had it, so then he kills them, right? There's no point. But the theory was that why would Mantis live, is that because she has the powers that he needs. So like, sure, she didn't have the celestial seed, but then she becomes his pet,
Right.
Yeah.
There's a purpose, because she does serve a purpose in Volume 2, but it's nice to see them actually like write it in.
Yeah.
Also for someone like Peter, who has no family whatsoever anymore.
Yeah.
And no Gamora either, so it sucks.
Yeah.
After Oh, did you guys like the Christmas song?
I
That
actually
was
did.
so fun. Yeah,
It was so
that was
fun.
funny. Yeah, it
I'm
was
like
great.
adding to my holiday playlist. I try to make my holiday playlist very like obscure. So it's like, holiday songs. Like I'm trying to think. I have Big Time Rush holiday songs. I have the new Grinch songs that Tyler the Creator did. And I'm like, this is a new one because we've all heard millions of renditions of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, All I Want for Christmas Is You, White Christmas. I'm like, I need something fun. Like I feel like Justin Bieber's Mistletoe is slowly becoming a Christmas classic, but it's still fresh enough. It's like, you got mistletoe in here?
Yeah.
So that
Doesn't
would be
Ariana
on
Grande have a Christmas song?
She has I think it's like a pop version of like Santa Baby or something. I don't know.
I thought she had an original one because like
maybe I don't know.
I love
I'm not
Christmas
a big
time.
Ariana Grande. Yeah,
but like I am tired of Christmas songs. Like I don't because it's always the same three songs like over and over.
Exactly.
So I do prefer the newer stuff or the more like niche stuff.
Yeah.
So like NSYNC's Happy Holidays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like always on my list.
Oh yeah.
Know?
Yeah.
Donovan, do you like Christmas songs?
Sometimes.
Like that's a no.
I like Michael Bublé. I always like his music. Justin Bieber, Mistletoe, like that one. I literally just listened to that. I went to a Christmas thing the other night and I listened to that. But honestly, I worked in retail for so many years, and it was just the holiday from literally the day after Thanksgiving until New Year's every year, and it's just I got sick of it real quick.
Yeah. And
but this was fun. These songs, I love the music in here.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Throw that in a new playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild how it was brand new, but it still felt so familiar.
Yeah. By the way, Ariana Grande's song is Santa Tell Me.
Oh, Santa Tell Me, yes.
Yeah.
I think that one's on my playlist too.
Okay. All right. So we deal with Mantis and Drax going off into Earth. I'm trying to think of whether there's like specific things that have happened in between those points, but Cosmo the space dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I thought Cosmo would sound like.
Yeah,
either.
I thought she'd be Russian. And also a guy.
Yeah, in the video game, I can't remember. I just played Guardians of the Galaxy, and Cosmo sounds completely different.
Is it a guy or a girl in the video game?
I can't remember. I think it was a guy's voice, but he had puppies, so that I'm really that can. So I'm not sure if it was like I'm not sure how that worked, but I believe it was a guy in the game. And that's what I expected, but I really liked seeing it because we first saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, when they went to the collector and everything. And I think that it's super cool that there's a talking space dog in the MCU now.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Lucky the pizza dog and Cosmo can become friends. That would be so cute.
Yeah. Besties.
I don't want to bring the conversation down, but do you know what Cosmo's based off of?
No.
Wasn't it like a dog that was sent up into space or something and like didn't make it?
Yeah. So Russia, because during the space race, like Russia sent a monkey up there, they sent a dog up there, but like with no return, like with no viable return. So they picked a dog off the street. Her name was Laika, and Laika, they put Laika in the shuttle and sent her up. And then it came back down, but, again, no viable reentry. And so, Cosmo's based off of Laika. I don't know whether it's actually in continuity Laika, but it's based off of Laika.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. It's sad. Anyway, Cosmo, though, is out there. And I want more. I want more Cosmo stuff. Like, I hope Volume 3 deals with Cosmo more.
I hope we get to see her in Volume 3. I feel like they wouldn't have her in there for no reason, like unless.
Yeah. Well, because now that Gamora's gone, but Nebula's taken her spot, and then they're kind of adding like, they added Kraglin kind of as like this new kind of team member, right?
They did.
Mhm.
You know, so I feel like okay,
Mhm.
the team's changing a little bit, but you know we're kind of getting some new characters. And Volume
Yeah.
3 supposedly has to do with the High Evolutionary
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
That one
Yeah.
who created Rocket.
who created Rocket, and so supposedly, I think I've seen some stills of people with like a human with a bunny head, and like different things like that. And so like, I think that's what Volume 3 is going to be about, is like these animal hybrid people.
It'd be scary, but cool.
They
I
look
know.
scary. They do, because it's like a human face, but with like a, you know,
Oh my god.
it's not cute.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's
I'm excited to
terrifying.
see Adam Warlock.
Is he is going to be in this, right? In Volume
Yes.
3?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't heard about him for a
I'm
long
excited
time, but it's
too.
that one kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Eyebrows
The one
guy.
kid.
The one kid got
From
major
We Are
blow
the
up.
Millers?
We're the Millers. Yeah.
He glowed up
Yes,
so
he did.
hard.
He did.
He really did.
I want to make fun of him, but you can't anymore.
You can. Oh.
When it came out, I specifically remember like that information. I remember making a video in between classes with the SpongeBob audio. It's like, don't be intimidated. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot. That
Will
was
Poulter. That's his
Keeg.
name.
Will
Yeah.
Poulter. That's his name. Yeah. Is he British?
I think he's
He
British.
is. Yep.
Doesn't surprise me.
They're
that
like
doesn't
all of them
surprise
are
me.
British.
They're all
It's
British.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
They're all British.
So after all that, we see Mantis and Drax go to Earth.
Yes.
Something that stood out to me was like they forgot to put the cloak on,
The cloak.
and then people are looking up. Keep in mind, like Earth has been through so much.
Yeah.
Like, is it another invasion? Like,
Literally.
No, we don't know.
yeah,
For sure.
you know, like if you guys were living in the MCU and you saw a spaceship fly above you,
I feel like I'd be unfazed. I feel like
really?
I would
Yeah.
be a little. I mean, I guess it would depend. I feel like if it.
Do I live in New York? I'm like,
Right,
is that,
right.
Well, they were in LA,
Yeah.
so maybe I would, because I feel like yes, it's known, but I mean, I feel like we haven't dove much into LA. Like, I feel like She-Hulk was the first time we really saw stuff in California.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Or
Other
am I
than a couple
wrong?
scenes of Iron Man stuff, because Iron Man
Mhm.
totally used to live.
Yeah.
He used to live in Santa Monica, I think.
He did. Yes.
In like Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, I think.
Mhm. Mhm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where was She-Hulk? Why was She-Hulk not helping these cops that were getting their cars turned?
That's true.
Literally, like.
I also don't. I mean, I get like Mantis and Drax like aren't like. How do you not know? I don't know. Like, I just feel like I was confused why like nobody really knew
Knew what?
they were the
Yeah.
Guardians, or even asked like, "Are you an Avenger?" Like some little silly like
Yeah.
line like that. They were all just like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Really?" Like you said, there's been invasions. There was the
Mhm.
blip.
Yeah.
Like, why is this?
I don't think
Why is
Drax
this-
and Mantis are known to to Earth.
That's why I was like,
As
maybe
Avengers.
they are.
Like,
Maybe
I don't
Right.
think the
that's
Guardians are well known.
true.
Yeah, because they
That's
were
true,
only
yeah.
there for like Infinity War
For
and
the-
Endgame,
for
which
the
the
battle,
public doesn't
yeah.
really know
Doesn't really
much about,
know.
probably.
Yeah.
That
I mean, they're
makes
only
sense,
on
yeah.
Earth in the final battle of Endgame.
That is
Right.
true. Yeah.
Maybe Rocket and Nebula. Well, Rocket shows up a couple times in Endgame on Earth, and then he like pieces out a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not like he has, he's not on any covers of magazines or anything.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they probably just thought they were just people dressed up like random
Cosplayers.
exactly.
super dumb, but like the GoBots joke that GoBots killed Drax's cousin.
Yes.
It's like, what does this mean? I mean, I know it's just a joke, but what does it mean?
Right. And I mean, he's beating him up later on. That was so funny.
That was funny.
Like, GoBots exist in actual Marvel canon, but not Transformers, but
Right.
GoBots. So, okay, all right. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I did like when they went and they saw the manger, and they were just like the
Yes,
nativity
yes.
scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
God, we're not getting into this, you know.
But I will say, I mean, and I've seen Donovan post about it. Can we talk about how they were definitely at a queer bar?
Oh,
Yeah.
they were.
They,
Yes.
100%.
100%.
There was the flag, and then like
Was there a flag?
you could.
There was a
really
flag?
briefly, very, very briefly, literally like half a second outside. It was outside. Very briefly, they just panned over it as they were walking into the bar.
Yeah.
And then, but no, I thought that I literally tweeted James Gunn. I was like, oh my gosh, this was so cool to see. Like, it was, I mean, it was obvious, but it wasn't like,
but it wasn't,
right.
It was obvious to queer people, but
right, exactly.
I would encourage y'all to watch again. My friend Danielle Silverstone, one of her videos, she was talking about how one of her friends was like an extra for it, and like there was a lot more queer content, and like James Gunn trying to just roll with it, but like they had to cut a lot. But she said the Drax joke. There was what was it? There was like so I guess there was a guy flirting with Drax. What does he say? He's like, what's your name?
And he was like Drax the Destroyer, and then he was like the Destroyer of what? And then he was like asses.
Asses.
Yeah.
They're not definitely wouldn't keep that joke.
They're not gonna put that joke in. Maybe if they weren't in that setting, maybe they would have. But even then, but I just thought that was so funny, and I hope there's a point where we do get to that, because it's not a big thing. Like we're like, the whole stigma where people are like, oh, you can't show this to children. I'm like, but I can name like almost every Disney movie with a princess, there's a kiss. I'm like, I'm like, I don't like PDA from anyone. So why is it all of a sudden not okay? But we don't have to get into that. But I just thought that was a really fun moment. As soon as they walked in, because I watched her video before I saw it, and I was like, let me see. And I was like, oh yeah. As soon as they went, I was like, without a doubt, that's obvious.
Are there people denying that it's a gay bar?
I hope not. If there are, that would be that'd be crazy.
I don't know.
Because it's literally
it's very obvious.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who would deny it. I feel like more people would just be up in arms, being like, "How dare they? It was so overt."
Literally.
Yeah, I'm like, so you're admitting?
Yeah, I've been to a ton of gay bars in disguise, and I know a gay bar when I see it. It's like, what? Okay. And then so the hunt for Kevin Bacon. Where they think he's a hero, and that's kind of like driving the plot for a good like 20 minutes of like who is this hero of Earth? Does he hang out with the Fawns?
That was funny.
Yeah, that was really funny.
He's an actor. A lot of these jokes are dumb, but also endearing. And also, like, some of them are good jokes, and then like, I don't know, I think James Gunn does a good job of being both cheesy and smart. I don't know if you guys feel that way about James Gunn, but I feel like he balances a lot of different things with his work.
Yeah. I feel like, there's James Gunn does the Guardians very well. And like I'm thinking of the other projects he did, doing stuff in DC, and they all they're very James Gunn. I mean, and I just learned very recently that he was the one that did Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, which I didn't learn until like a year or two ago, and I was like, that literally shaped my childhood.
He wrote it.
So yeah. So I'm like, where's the third one? It makes so much
sense when you think about it, though. Like, it is so his style, those movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is so his style.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because that's what like people. So like he after he finishes Volume 3, he's going over to DC. Like he technically started DC Studios this month, and he's over. Like his contract with DC is like DC, like he's not doing any more Marvel stuff after Volume 3. And so the concern that some people had with him taking over DC is that like, oh, all the movies are just going to be James Gunn. And it's like, no, I think James Gunn knows how to balance everything. And also like, he's not directing all the DC movies from now on. But I think if there's anyone that I know like that can balance everything you would need in a superhero movie, I think it's him.
Yeah.
You know? And like, I don't know, people like, people have talked about like Martin Scorsese and whatever, talking about how like this is like ruining cinema. But like, I have never seen a movie balance all the things that they balance, like I guess specifically a James Gunn Marvel movie, or even the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day where action movies are just action movies, or comedies are just comedies.
Yeah, just
back
comedies.
in the day. Or romances are just romance. And it's like, why not everything?
Yeah. I think I've seen all those white guys talking about all that stuff. And it's like what you said, Marvel movies do so much, and it's not just, and I think they're leading more. I know that one thing that I saw a lot of videos about when Shang-Chi came out, where they're having like that heartfelt moment on the plane, and then she's like, beef or vegetarian, and everyone's like, why did we do that? But I think Marvel's getting better at leaning away from that stuff and letting the moments just be those moments, and then like, okay, now we're having a serious moment, now we're having an emotional moment. But next scene immediately, I think of No Way Home when literally, I mean, spoilers, but I mean, it's been out for a long time, but Aunt May dies, and the next scene is literally Toby and Andrew.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm trying to think of what happened. Oh yeah, and then in the Wakanda Forever, I mean, is that too fresh? Should I just like not?
I mean, I don't know. For anyone listening, skip forward 30 seconds, but whatever.
Yeah. Queen Ramonda dies, and then very soon after we see Killmonger and the ancestral plane, and it's like, you're like, my tears are still drying. Like, what's going on? Right. So I think Marvel does, it does so many, it can do so many things. Like, I find myself crying and laughing, and maybe it's because I love these franchises, but it's really a lot of movies that aren't superhero movies don't bounce at all. It's all just very genre specific.
I hate to, I mean, this might be inflammatory. I hate to say that though. I feel like James Gunn could do a Martin Scorsese movie. Martin Scorsese can't do a James Gunn movie. That's a hot take. It's a hot take. But I don't know. I don't know.
I know I've seen Martin Scorsese movies and I know his name, but off the top of my head, I can't name a Martin Scorsese movie.
I mean, I like them. Wolf of Wall Street, Departed, great. But
okay.
I haven't seen those. But I know them. I know they're great cinema.
Yeah. Cinema. Cinema. So how do you feel about, well, I mean, do you guys like Kevin Bacon? Because I feel like he's a Hollywood staple, but like,
is he?
I feel like his name is a Hollywood staple, but like, when I think of like, what are my favorite performances from him? I'm not.
I literally only know Footloose. What else is he in? I'm not gonna lie.
X-Men First Class.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, he was. That's what I know him from.
Yeah, that is what. Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing. I'm sure we all have this. Like whoever raised us, maybe didn't like something, whether it was a movie, an actor, a food, or something, and we automatically just hate that just because that's what we know. My mom, for some reason, had beef with Kevin Bacon and did not like Kevin Bacon.
She had beef with Bacon.
She had beef with Bacon. So I didn't like him until First Class, and I'm like, why don't I like Kevin Bacon? So I was like, I don't like Kevin Bacon. But then I realized that there was no reason. And now after this, I'm gonna call my mom and be like, do you still have beef with the bacon? Do you still have beef with bacon? And she's gonna be like, what? I love Kevin Bacon. I'll be like, that's not what my little brain heard. But I mean, aside from Footloose, I'm like, I'm reading his film history. Yeah, aside from Footloose and X-Men First Class, I don't really know what he's in. But he's been in 102 projects, so he's been in a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a staple personally, but I'm glad that, Peter Quill could love him as much as he does. Somebody loves him as much as Peter Quill does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was really cool that they actually got him And it wasn't like, you know how when they have to play around, like, oh, we can name drop, but we don't have this actor, and it's like from here. It's very like what is it in Powerpuff Girls, where you don't see like the top.
Sarah Bell.
yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that they actually got him and that he said yes to this. But even though, like what Martin Scorsese said, like everybody wants to be in Marvel movies now, rather even if it's not cinema by people's standards, it's paying bills. And actors, yeah, we have great actors and stuff, but acting is a job. These people have bills to pay, and like not every not every actor, but most actors' dream is to hopefully get into I don't want to say stardom, but essentially, the stars probably don't have to worry about like, okay, I finished this movie now. What's my next project? They're like booked and busy. So
yeah,
I remember, I forgot what, it's probably a TikTok, somebody saying how like, Marvel approached Rachel McAdams before Marvel was like what it was now. And she was like, no. And now she's like, okay, can I have more? Like, please.
yeah.
And,
Well, back in the day, Marvel started, like, when the MCU started, like, superhero movies, Dom kind of brought it up earlier, like, superhero movies were, like, superhero movies. Like I don't know if you saw the Drake Bell parody movie called Superhero Movie, but, they're making fun of the formula, which I get. It's not a good parody movie, but still, there was kind of a superhero formula, and, like, it was what it was, and they weren't treated, very favorably by like the general mainstream audience, but the MCU did turn things around. They mention Henry Winkler in this, and I can't help but think, how would this movie have been with Henry Winkler instead of Kevin Bacon?
That would be interesting.
I love Henry Winkler.
I do. He's really funny.
Yeah. But yeah, what was
I feel like he's more of a staple than Kevin Bacon, honestly. Like I feel like I can name more things that Henry Winkler is in than
I feel like it would have been maybe for me, but I mean that was the whole thing. It was Footloose, but because I feel like they're more known. I would have loved like Leonardo DiCaprio or like Brad Pitt, because I feel like that's such like doesn't get more Hollywood than that.
Yeah.
Right.
Brad Pitt would.
I think that would have been
Leo
funny.
would.
Brad Pitt would.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo would. Brad would. I feel like Brad's in his era where he's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Like him and Bullet Train, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So funny.
Yeah. You remember him in Deadpool 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, it's just and that's it?
That was
It's like a blink and you'll miss it. Like, did I just...
You're like, was that Brad Pitt?
Right.
Brad Pitt? Well, which
like the people who thought what's his face from Star Wars was in the Guardians special. Did you see that? Everyone thought that
Adam Driver?
No, Hamill. Everyone thought
Mark
that
Hamill?
the guy drinking, and his son actually had to come out and say, "No, my dad wasn't in that Guardians special." It was crazy.
Oh. You guys are right that like everybody wants to be in Marvel movies, and like it'd be easy to book people unless you're kind of an elitist kind of Leonardo DiCaprio kind of guy. Which props to Leo. I'm just saying that like I think he would think he's too big.
Yeah, maybe. I've seen him like what he's done because I took like a global issues class, and I believe he's like this. I don't know his proper title, but he's like the spokesperson for like global warming.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's like for the UN, something very, and I'm like that makes sense why he was in Little Dicky's music video Earth. So I don't know, but I feel like I feel like he would think that he's, I don't say too old, but like he's kind of past the superhero, but I feel like he would do a cameo.
Yeah.
Like a Kevin Bacon type thing.
The thing is, like with the MCU though, like if you show up once as a cameo, you can't play another character. For the most part. There are exceptions. Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. So I don't know whether like Brad Pitt would show up randomly, because that would mean he would never, because like Harrison Ford is going to be in the new Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah.
That's wild, because Harrison Ford,
that is very wild.
He's very curmudgeonly Like he's just very like grumpy and like, you know what I mean?
He
Like
is.
he's just like,
Yeah.
those like newfangled kids with their things, you know?
Yeah.
He hates Han Solo,
Yeah.
but loves Indiana Jones.
Yeah. It's so weird because he wanted Han to
just so
die
funny.
so he would just be done with it. He's like,
like,
just
I'm
give him a
just
good
done.
ending, finish it off.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But he's willing to come into the MCU for however long.
Right.
Yeah.
To do
Interesting,
motion
yeah.
capture? Like, if he turns into the Red Hulk, are we going to deal with, like, Harrison Ford in a motion capture suit? Like, is that what he's signing on for? Because that's weird for a guy like him.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's like a divorced parent getting onto Tinder. You know what I mean? In their 60s. Like, that's like, it's the same
Isn't
thing.
he in his 80s?
Yeah. But
Isn't he like 80?
It's the weird out of touchness.
The
with,
weird
like,
out of touch.
Time has changed.
Yeah. Specifically Tinder, not just like oldpeoplesmeet.com
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It has
Tinder.
to be Tinder.
Specifically, you know?
That's so funny.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Harrison Ford, but you know, it is what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Did you guys have a favorite part of this movie? Or this special? Sorry, it's not a movie, but you know. Is there a favorite moment, favorite anything?
Honestly, I think mine would be the bar with Mantis and Drax. They were just so funny
the
when they were
bar scene.
drinking and having fun and just seeing them let loose and party. That was just a really fun scene.
Yeah,
honestly.
I liked the bar scene, and then I liked the moment when Rocket got Bucky's arm.
Oh yeah, Nebula, her emotionless emotions.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment?
I'm going through them all. Like, I do like anything with Mantis because I felt like she got to actually like be autonomous and just kind of, instead of being in the shadow of people, which is what James Gunn said. This is her first Marvel debut as like an autonomous character, right?
Yeah.
Like where she can make her own choices and not have to live in the shadow of anyone. Which I think is also a good standard to set for any character, because we constantly talk about representation, and then people give the bare minimum. But then it's like, well, what about women who get to like chart their own destiny, right? As opposed to just having like the Bechdel test is great for like a bottom rung of like just clearing that step. But like there are more steps past that, right?
Exactly.
So, in fact, I don't know whether this movie passes the Bechdel test.
I don't think it does. Isn't it 3?
It's two named females talking about something other than a man.
And a man. I would say no.
No, Mantis is constantly talking about Peter and Kevin. So
and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fails.
So maybe not. But unless it has to be named.
James Gunn, you have failed this city.
It has to be named female characters because she talks to a bunch of random like girls that she meets in
women,
in Earth.
Right.
But they're not named, so whatever. What was my favorite moment? I like seeing Groot in the background, because Groot, that's
he's finally not a baby.
Like that's teenage Groot. Like he's gone through puberty. He's playing football, maybe. Like he looks like he's still babyface, but like, oh, he got a growth spurt, right?
Yeah.
James Gunn says that he's called like Swole Groot, SWOLE. Yeah,
really?
That's his name, Swole Groot. That's what he is in the special.
How old is he supposed to be? I think he's a teenager, because I think
he said he's a teenager. He's after right after puberty.
Yeah,
and people were getting a lot of complaints. They were like, "Oh, I don't like the bodysuit," and James Gunn tweeted, "It's literally all CGI. It's not a bodysuit." So,
well, that's good. There's one visual gag that I like. Is it Groot that made the dioramas for everybody? You know that diorama scene?
That was so funny. Yes.
And it's different steps
was Groot.
of it's different like stages of the movie, right? But the
Yeah,
final one
and
is
then-
Kraglin
Great.
holding a diorama of Kraglin holding a diorama
Holding the
of
diorama,
Kraglin.
holding the
Yes.
literally.
That one was so funny.
It's just like a dumb, funny gag that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's funny. Great. But yeah, I don't know if I had anything that like stands out. To me, I feel like this holiday special was just kind of a holiday special, just to whet our appetite. I'm not going to say I loved it over everything else. But I didn't hate it.
Right.
Do you guys feel like you could give it a score out of 10? And you know, and whatever reasoning you have for the score. For me, I think it was like an 8 out of 10. I can't compare it to a TV show and I can't compare it to a movie.
Yeah.
But it's an 8 out of 10 of what it is. It was good and I liked it and I've seen it twice now. And I think it's adorable and whatnot, but it doesn't change the status quo of anything. It didn't need to. It wasn't like spectacular. It wasn't, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like an 8 out of 10. Enjoyable, but like, okay.
Yeah, I would probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. So very very similar, like what you said. For me, like 8 and above is because like y'all could see my letterbox. Most of my stuff is 4.5, and I was like, but I just like things like so. I have to. I'm trying to be. I don't want to say stingy with my rate. Oops, I dropped something. I'm trying not to. I don't want to say stingy with my ratings, but I'm trying to be more, like media literate and trying to be like, well, there's reasoning behind it because it did the thing, 7.5 out of 10 is passing, but not like it's a high C. So it's like you did more than just pass, but you didn't do enough to be like exceptional. But that again doesn't mean it was bad. It was very fun, but it wasn't groundbreaking. It was fun. It was a fun time. It was a fun watch. And it's an easy rewatch.
Yeah. Because if it was a TV show, I would ask more of it because there would be more, but there would be more time and they could do more things.
Exactly.
If it was a movie, I'd ask, like, I'd expect it to be bigger.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Like, you could tell because basically they just filmed this while they were filming Volume 3.
Yeah.
And like James Gunn's been doing a lot of that lately. He's been filming Peacemaker and Volume 3 at the same time and then filming both on each other's time. But that's because like he is that bridge between DC and Marvel and they're playing nice with each other because of it. Because of James Gunn like kind of mediating and being like he filmed supposedly. Did you guys watch Peacemaker?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
There's that final scene where, I guess, spoiler for anyone, the Justice League show up.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly that scene where the Justice League show up, those shots were filmed on Volume 3's time.
Volume 3. I think I remember hearing that, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I think they did the same thing, but the opposite way. They might have filmed something for Guardians, but on Peacemaker's time. So, I thought that was like super interesting. But where was I going with this? You could tell that it was filmed kind of in between shoots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't do anything like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we needed that.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was fun. I'd probably, honestly, I put this in my notes before we even met that I was going to give it a 7.5 to 8. So you guys literally said what I was going to rate it. I mean, it wasn't anything groundbreaking. It was really, something that I'll probably watch every holiday season just to, get in the holiday spirit. I probably won't sit and watch it in my MCU rewatch because, it's not going to be something like that, but I'll watch it on the holiday season.
Yeah.
So, it's not really relevant to everything, but it was a nice fun time. So 7.5, 8, nothing earth shattering, but still better than expectations, I guess.
Yeah. Here's a crazy question. Would you have rather had, because I just thought of this, a cartoon Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special? Like a full cartoon that was in continuity? voiced by
Ooh,
by the actual actors.
Honestly, yeah, I think that would be would be
Yeah.
a really fun thing. Yeah, I like
would
the
be-
little cartoon things that we got within. I think that would be really cool, and it would save them a lot of money. So they
Yeah.
could put towards other projects.
Yeah, because like when I compare this to Werewolf by Night I thought was awesome. It did what
Yeah.
it wanted to do. It provided some new stuff, and like I didn't know what to expect, and like awesome. But like this was just like okay. It was like a Christmas episode of a Disney Channel show, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly what it felt
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
Sitcom. It was like a sitcom kind of thing, right?
Sitcom, yeah.
But I don't know whether a cartoon would have helped that, but I want more. I do want more holiday specials though. From like I want now.
Yeah.
I have an expectation. I need a holiday, like a Halloween special, and a wintertime special from Marvel.
Yep.
Well, Kevin Bacon said, "I'll see you on Easter." So who knows? Maybe there'll be an Easter special, and then they can finally do the Footloose dance battle.
I just thought of the bunny guy that's in the set in the behind the scenes.
Oh, in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
They could do it. They could do a bunny related Easter special.
True.
They could.
But I don't want it.
No,
I don't want
I don't really want it either.
I
I would take a Valentine's Day special.
Yeah.
Instead.
I didn't think of
I
that.
would love that.
Or St. Patrick's. I love St.
Yes.
Patrick's Day.
Just
I feel like St.
Arbor Day
Patrick's
for Groot.
could be like, yeah, I think St. Patrick's Day could be like Yelena trying to just like do holidays, and then she's like, "Look, Kate Bishop, I'm doing the Patrick Day," and then Kate's just like, "What? We don't. It's not really a thing." And she's like all in green with like green Jello shots.
Yeah, but then she has to go on a mission or something, and she's wearing all green.
All
so
green.
She stands out.
She's like trying to hide.
Yeah.
I would watch it.
I want more Marvel special presentations. I just don't know. I don't know what they have planned because we've been hearing about this holiday special for a while now, and then we heard about the Werewolf by Night for a while, but we only got a trailer like 3 weeks before each project, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could happen at any moment 3 weeks from now, right? They could just drop a new trailer and be like, it's for something, and we would never know. But I don't know what's coming up next because I don't think they have anything planned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, but a Valentine's Day one would be cool. What would be really good is if they did like an anthology, like an hour-long anthology of like 5-minute shorts of different people
of
that
each
we know.
like couples. Yeah, like MCU couples.
Yeah.
I would love
That'd
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Do like a Love Actually.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then I'm like trying to think, it had to be, and I would feel like somebody kind of like narrating, kind of being like the omniscient point of view, like,
Watcher?
They're arguing, let's check in. Yeah, the Watcher.
Yes.
Basically being the Watcher, like, oh, they're fighting, let's check in over here. I think that would be cute. Yeah.
That would be.
I'm like,
hey, Kevin,
what couples,
if you're watching
I'm like, what
this.
couples would it be?
Well,
what couples are there? I'm like, no. Well, we haven't seen Ant-Man. I'm like, well, we haven't seen Ant-Man yet, but as of right now, we have Hope and Scott. But that's right now. This is before February, so I don't know. Yeah, what couples do we have?
What couples?
Sam and Bucky.
Are you a Sam and Bucky shipper?
After watching Falcon and Lunar Soldier, I am.
Okay.
I am. But that was the first one that came to mind. Because I'm like, what? I'm like, who is there?
I don't know. I've been shipping Bucky with Sam's sister, which I thought would be a cool.
I thought that would.
That would be
story.
Cute.
That would be cute.
You know,
Marvel was definitely more likely to go with that than my ship. But,
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down with it. Or we can do, since we just did oh my gosh, keep dropping stuff. Wakanda Forever. What's the name? The two girls in the Dora Milaje.
Anika.
Ayo and
Ayo.
and Anika. Yeah. And it's like very low key because it's like their first like date outside of Wakanda, and they're like, I'm like, who? I'm like, what couples? What couples are there? Everybody's relationships are ending so
She-Hulk and
tragically.
Daredevil.
Okay.
We need to have oh my gosh.
I would like a
yeah.
Valentine's Day special with just them. Oh my gosh, she goes to New York for the first time to see
Oh my
him.
gosh, yeah.
And he has this whole plan and he's like trying to ignore all of like the crime. And she's like, no, like we're in Hell's Kitchen. Like, I want to do it your way.
Yeah.
I would like, there we go.
And then they beat up Fist and walk into the sunset together. No, just
because my problem is that even though there's so many properties going on right now, each property is of a different person, which is great. They're expanding their toy box. But like, I don't want to wait a couple years for another like Shang-Chi. Like I want Shang-Chi to pop into something else. If you're gonna do that, like let's share all these different people, right?
Right.
Exactly. It's like, Disney does that. And this is like same but different. Like when I go to the Disney parks and they play their music, but it's like the Disney Mania version. I'm like, this is your song. Like, why are you playing a cover of part of your world? Like you own this character. Yeah. I'm in line for the ride. Disney does that a lot. So I'm like, why are we acting like this character can't be in this person's movie?
Right.
Like that's why I love Wong being in all these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there you
go. Question: Wong and Madison, friends or something romantic?
Friends.
I feel like I don't. Friends. Can Wong even be like? Can the Sorcerer Supreme even be like?
What is it, like Jedi's?
Yeah, do they have like an?
Yeah, I think they could. I think he was in a relationship with the one girl that died.
Oh yeah, Sarah. Yeah, he was in a relationship. Yeah,
in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, Sarah, the one who dies, who grabs the Darkhold.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have her.
She's in The Woman King.
The Woman King.
That actress.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She's great. Yeah, she's great in it.
Yeah.
So was Maria Rambo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in love with her. Lashana Lynch. I met her at Multiverse of Madness, and I was like, I love her.
Fangirling.
They do something like it's either makeup or something in The Woman King that like she looks completely different to the way she is as Maria Rambeau.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where like, are those two different people? Are they sisters? Oh no, it's the same person.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great.
I'm gonna challenge. I mean, we don't have to go into it right now, but I'm gonna challenge. Let's come up with more Valentine's Day.
I'm down. I'm
gonna make a TikTok. You guys can stitch it if you want.
I will. We gotta do that. We gotta do that Daredevil one.
Yeah.
Yes, but could we get a Drax and Mantis one too? Are they together?
I hope
are they
not.
Like because they've been like they were flirting.
They've been they feel like they've been like kind of alluding to it, but I also feel like no.
Right.
I feel like it could literally go either way.
Literally.
Drax has a daughter in the comics, and I get these two characters mixed up. There's Mantis, and then there's Moondragon. Mm. Oh, okay. Moondragon is his daughter in the comics, not Mantis. Okay, so it's a convoluted backstory, but I don't know. I always saw it like Drax being like a father to Mantis. That's the way I saw it.
Okay.
Because Drax is always like, he calls her ugly, and then later he's like, I guess you're beautiful in your own
I
way.
thought that was just like middle school flirting.
Yeah, right.
No, I think it's
but I also feel like
he's ugly.
No, yeah. I feel like he doesn't. I feel like Mantis could be like, let's go on a date, and he'd be like, Wednesday, and then she'd be like, I feel like he doesn't have the capability to comprehend that she would be trying to put the moves on him.
Right. Well, because interestingly enough, Mantis is
I
an
thought
empath,
of Valentine's.
and Drax
I
has
thought
no
of
emotion.
Valentine's Day this special with them. She uses her powers on him, and he's like, it's total like that Wizards of Waverly Place episode, like the every love potion type of episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I don't ship them together though.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean.
But there's the Mantis and Drax special, and then that helps Mantis realize that it cannot happen. It's like a very like Damien and Janice Mean Girls where they try to kiss and they're like, never.
And then Mantis realizes
Damien and Janice kiss in Mean Girls?
No, they almost do. They almost do. They're at the
Yeah, they
dance.
almost
They're like
do.
dancing together, and they look up, and then they're like, "Yeah, no, never."
Oh, yeah. No, they would not be. Yeah. What was Donovan? Donovan, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just joking. I was like, no, and then Mantis realizes, nope, I like women.
I mean,
I definitely see that.
that's possible. Moondragon is a lesbian.
Oh, wow.
And she is currently in the comics in a relationship with Phyla Vel, who I believe is the daughter of Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Okay.
They're also a really badass couple. So definitely read if you're interested in Guardians comics, they're in the most recent run. It's not going on right now, but pretty badass woman relationship there.
Yeah. I just bought an iPad, and I never had a reason to, but I need it for work, which that's justifiable, but I'm like, I can finally read comics because I have the Marvel, was it Marvel.com? Yeah, the Marvel Limited, and I'm paying for it every month, but I've only read one comic, and because it's so small, and I'm not gonna bust out my laptop with my iPad. I can just lay in bed. I'm excited. Now I have more comics to read.
That's great. I because of my new monitors from work, I was gonna put them side by side landscape, but then I'm like, wait a minute, and I have one up and down so I can read comics.
That's pretty cool.
On this huge screen right here. So
that's amazing.
I
love that.
I want to thank both of you so much for coming on the show and
thank you for having us.
Chatting with me about Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Where can people find you online? What do you got coming up? If there's anything you want to plug, feel free. Because people who are watching the live stream, again, on Twitch or YouTube, can see everybody's display names and usernames. But for people listening to the podcast, they might not know where to find you. Dom, where can people find you online? What do you got coming up?
You can definitely find me. Mainly, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, but I'm mainly more active on Instagram and TikTok at Kayla D Soto, KaylaDSoto. What I got coming up, I'll be at LA Comic Con. I'm supposed to do a panel that's on Saturday at 3:30. I don't really know too many details. I believe it's about Black women in fantasy. I'm supposed to be doing that with my friend Shay. She's hosting it, and then Amanda's just vibing. We're supposed to be doing that. That's going to be Saturday. But if something happens and that doesn't happen, I will still be at Comic-Con all 3 days. And you can find me on IMDb too. I'm an actor. I don't have anything currently coming up. I did just produce a short film. So I'll be posting more about that when stuff comes out. But yeah, mainly Instagram and TikTok is the best way to find me.
Yeah. I think it's awesome that essentially you're saying that you can't not find you. You know what I mean? No one's searching for you. You're like, I can't find anything. You're on IMDb. Great. Donovan, where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Well, my life is definitely not as exciting as Dom's. But the next real big thing I have coming up is I'm going to C2E2. I think it's a convention in Chicago in March. So that's a few months away, but that's the next big thing that I have planned right now.
Who knows what Chicago?
May come up. I am from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm not going to give up my real city. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin, but it's 4 hours from Chicago, so not too bad of a drive. Minneapolis, Chicago, I go to those a lot. But you can find me. It's Donavan Rose, TheDonavanRosc on all social media, mostly TikTok and Instagram. All Marvel, pop culture, movies, TV stuff.
I love the fact that, I don't love the pandemic, but the fact is that the pandemic happened, brought a lot of people on TikTok. We all met each other, people in different areas and whatnot, and now we're all connected in this weird way.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And then every so often we're lucky enough to run into each other at cons and be able to do that. It's awesome. Thank you both of you so much for doing this again.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. This was so fun.
It's a Sunday night, and it's okay, we managed to squeeze one in. So I'm happy for that. For anyone out there who's watching, twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show. We're also have our podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts. So we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. I think that's 6. I think we're on 6. But if you're on Instagram or TikTok, you can find us at The Keeg Show. We're also on Twitter and Facebook as well, but pretty much at The Keeg Show / The Keeg Show, wherever you are on social media. So definitely anyone out there, go follow us there. We also do have a Patreon, patreon.com / The Keeg Show. If you want to find a subscription tier that works for you to donate to the Keeg, that's helpful. We just finished our Andor after show, and then She-Hulk after show finished a couple weeks before that. So really, we just have the Keeg Talks every weekend now until the year's end. And we have Comic Talk every Thursday, where we talk about that week's new comic releases. So hopefully everybody has a great holiday season. Get your geek content with Dom, with Donavan, or with the Keeg. You know? End the year with a bang. Thank you everybody else out there so much for coming on, for watching. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been the Keeg Talks Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Super strong or super fast.